Welcome back to our Midday Makeover. Today I'm joined here with Dr. Mike Meyer from Guthrie. Thanks so much for coming in.
Sure, Samantha. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. And October is Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Doctor, can you tell us a little bit about the disease?
Sure. The disease is a chronic progressive neurodegenerative disorder that's characterized by short-term memory loss as well as visual-spatial disorientation. It tends to progress over time and leads to significant disability for the patient. It actually was discovered in 1906 by Alois Alzheimer, who's the namesake for the disease. He was a German neurologist that followed a 51-year-old patient that had early onset of cognitive dysfunction, and at autopsy he found that there were clumps of protein throughout the brain. And we now recognize these as amyloid plaques that are formed outside cells, and inside degenerated nerve cells there are neurofibrillary tangles, and they're made up of tau protein. So it's a coupling of pathology for amyloid plaque with tau neurofibrillary tangles with nerve degeneration.
And you had brought a picture in to show
yes,
the brain?
This is a nuclear medicine brain PET scan that shows what happens in Alzheimer's disease. It's a map of metabolic activity in the brain looking front to back, left side versus right. And what we typically see is that there are posterior parietal perfusion and metabolic defects in patients that have Alzheimer's disease.
So how do you diagnose this?
The diagnosis is clinical. It's something that we make a clinical judgment. There's no single test. It's black and white that says yes or no, you have Alzheimer's disease. We take the results of the history and exam from patients and their family, their neurologic exam, their laboratory values to be sure they don't have a B12 deficiency, that they don't have any problems with their thyroid, there's no depression. And we assemble the clinical information looking at the MRI and possibly a PET scan to come with a clinical diagnosis of whether or not they may have likely Alzheimer's disease or not.
And for somebody diagnosed with this disease, is there treatment?
It's a frustrating disease to treat. There's very little that we can do, unfortunately, because the exact disease pathophysiology is not still exactly known, and we don't have a key treatment that attacks that disease pathophysiology. So we could put band-aids on the problem, giving cholinesterase inhibitors to help enhance cholinesterase inhibition, and to provide, treatment for depression and treat them symptomatically. So it's still a frustrating problem to treat.
All right. Well, thank you, Doctor. That's all the time we have. But as always, we'll put all of this information and more on our website, WENY.com. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you very much.